In Access 2007, we can create reports. This slideshow will show you how to create a report using the wizard in Access 2007. Reports can be used to present information from either tables or queries. It can be displayed on a screen or printed. The data can be viewed but not changed. In the demonstration that follows, we will first create a report using one table, the employer table, and then we will move on to create another report using the wizard that brings in fields from multiple tables. Now that we're in Access, we are going to create a report using the wizard. We are using the same database that we used in class, which is with the employers table and the position table. To create a report, we go to the Create tab at the top. Then we want to go through and we want to go to Report Wizard. All of the reports that we will create in this class use the Report Wizard. The table or the report that we are going to create is going to contain information on different employers. So I'm going to select the employer table, and I'm going to bring over some of the fields. I'm going to bring over the employer's name, their city, and the first and the last name of the contact at the company, as well as their phone number. What we'll create will be a report that will give us all the contact information for each of our employers. I click Next, and I can decide on this screen if I want to add any grouping, and on this one we will not, so I click Next. I can choose Sort Order. I am going to choose to sort by the employer's name in ascending or A to Z order. Then I click Next. I can choose the layout. I am going to use the tabular layout, and I'm going to choose landscape orientation. I click Next. I can choose a style for my report. In this case, I'm going to choose the verb style. I once again click Next, and I give a title. We will call this the Employer Contact List, and we'll preview the report, so I click Finish. The report's displayed on the screen. Each of the fields that we've selected are reported. I cannot change any information. I can scroll around and see the multiple pages that are in this report. I can go to the beginning or to the end. If I wanted to see the design view, I can close this print preview window. It brings me into the design view, which is where if you wanted to add a picture or a logo or change something, you could. In this class, we will almost without a doubt be using the wizard. The only thing that I will ask you to change in a report will be to add a picture, which you do from the design menu by clicking on logo. I can select a picture. This is just an object that can be moved around. It can be resized. If I change my view back to the report view, I see the same report now with the picture in it. I'm going to close this report, and I'm going to save the changes. And as you can see, now it created a new object on the left-hand side for the employer report. We'll create one more report, again going to Create and the Report Wizard. In this case, I want to create a listing of each employer's name with the open jobs that they have. So I'm going to gather information from the employer table with their name. Then from the position table, I'm going to select the ID, the title, the wage, and the hours of the week. Once I have all of my fields, I click Next. Here I have to choose how I want to view my data. If I view it by employer, as you can see on the screen, I will see each employer's name with all the jobs underneath. If I view it by position, now I see each thing on one row. I'm going to do it by employer. I click Next. I can choose to add grouping. In this case, I'm not going to. I can choose a sort order of any of the fields that are left. Maybe I will decide to show them in wage order with the highest wage first, so in descending order. I click Next. I'm going to use a stepped layout. Again, I will put it in portrait. I can choose a different style. We can try the Northwind style this time. I click Next. And this is the employer position report. I preview, so I click Finish. Once again, I see the report. What you can see here is that many of the companies just have one job after them. The Bayside Inn has both jobs listed. So for each company, as I go through the list, I will see the name of the company as well as their jobs. You will note that some of the fields are getting cut off. If I went into Design View, I could adjust that. But as I said before, we're only going to be worrying about creating the reports using the wizard. So for the purposes of this class, you don't have to resize all of your fields. If I close Print Preview, you can see all of these objects, and this is where you would make those changes if you want to. Going back into PowerPoint, you can see we created the reports so we can present the information from either our tables or queries. We displayed them on the screen, or they could be printed, and we can choose what format they look like.